In the world of crypto mining, electricity costs are always going to be your number one limiting factor as to whether you're profitable or not. And let's be honest, it is all about profitability. So today in this video, I'm going to take you through my 1 month hosting experience with OneMiners. It is a Bitcoin and ASIC hosting company, and I'm hosted at 4.7 cents USD. This is some of the cheapest hosting I've ever seen. Over the last few years, I haven't seen anything cheaper. So today I'm going to take you through this hosting experience, the ins and outs, dashboard, how to buy, all that sort of stuff. Let's get into it. All right, let's start by having a bit of a look at the OneMiners.com website. So here we are. As we can see, the easiest way to start crypto mining. So for me, it was very easy, and for you, I'm sure it will be as well, if you decide this is a direction that you want to go. So I want to cover a couple of the things you can see on the front page, which make this a pretty special company to host with. So they have this thing called AI Smart Mining. So it's their own software. Basically what it's going to do is make sure you're mining on the right pool and as efficiently as possible. So this is automatically integrated into the dashboard. Really good little feature that I haven't seen on any of the other hosting platforms that I'm using. Next thing I want to talk about, the hosting miner locations. We can see right here, we've got a number of different locations: Nigeria, Ethiopia, Dubai, Finland, South Carolina, and it also has a global hosting network with a number of other facilities. And look at some of these rates. 4.7 cents in Nigeria, 5.4 cents in Ethiopia. Super, super cheap. I've got miners hosted at other companies and they're at 8 cents. So nearly double the price. So this is really, really cheap pricing. And if you want to know a little more about how they can get this cheap pricing, check this video right here. I will leave the link down to it. Basically, they're working directly with the Nigerian government. They're hosting their facilities straight at electrical plants. So there's no loss through the infrastructure. Really, really good way to do it. Another little thing that we like, the 0% fees. 7-year warranty. So this is a 7-year repair warranty on miners that you buy and host through OneMiners. So 7 years, that is outrageous. Again, I think a couple of the other companies I've hosted with have got like a 6 to 12 month repair warranty. So 7 years is really, really nice. The 98% uptime guarantee is really good as well. So this basically means that your miners will be online 98% of the time. Pretty self-explanatory. Now, uptime is generally pretty good with some of the other companies I've hosted with as well, but a 98% guarantee ain't bad either. There's a bit more on this page if you want to have a look yourself, just the different conferences that they've visited. I like that they're public facing as well. You can see who these people are. Transparency is always good. So I'll leave the link down below if you want to have a little bit more of a read. There's the roadmap here as well, but let's jump on over now into the hosting process. All right, so to get started, you're going to need to create a OneMiners account. You don't have to, but I would recommend it. It really streamlines the whole process. So if you're looking to buy through OneMiners, you'll be on this page right here. We can see the left tab, buy miner. Now they pretty much have any miner you can think of to buy. You don't need to host these either. You can have them shipped directly to your door or do whatever you want with them. You can also send your own miners not bought through the OneMiners website to their hosting facilities, but that will incur a few fees as well. So having a look right here, we're in the Kaspa miner. So I just wanted to give you a quick breakdown on how you would buy and how it would all work if it was something that you wanted to do. Remember, do your own research, right? Don't just do what I'm doing. Make sure you do your due diligence before you get into any of this sort of stuff. So let's say right here, we've got the Antminer S7. Want to buy it? One of the things I really like about this is it shows you what they're making per day underneath them all. So for people like me who are really into mining, I really like seeing what they're actually making. Now, of course, there will be some electricity fees, but you'll have to work all that stuff out when you're doing your own research. So We'd look at the KS7, we would click add to cart. That would bring us onto the next page right here. So right up the top, as we discussed, we have the OneMiners hosting. And you also have your hosting area you can select. It's got the connection time. Now, connection time's really important if you wanted to solo mine, for instance. So, you know, you're going to have the lowest ping possible and the highest chance of hitting blocks of whatever you're mining. And it's got the uptime. So as we can see, nothing below that 98%. That was the guarantee. So 98.03 is the very lowest. That's at Nigeria, and that's where I am hosting. And you can see these rates are really, really good. Of course, you know, the European countries, Norway, the hosting rate is never going to be as competitive. Even in the USA, 0.065 cents. So really, really cheap. But like we said, number of options. We've got the hosting up top with OneMiners. You can also ship it to yourself, and you can also pick it up yourself. And as we're sliding through these little options, you can see our price down here does change. So if we're looking at the OneMiners hosting, we have the fee, the machine price, which is around $6,500. You'll notice underneath a service fee of around $1,200. Now, if you hover over this what's included, it shows you exactly what you're paying for. So you've got the air transport, the insurance, the customs procedures, cooling systems, the installations, all the stuff that you would expect, right, if you were to get this set up. Because of course, if you're buying something to host, it doesn't just magically appear on the shelf, and it doesn't just maintain itself. So there are some costs involved this, like there are with other hosting companies. There's monthly fees that you'll pay for the maintenance. Number of stuff is included free here, but one of the things I like the most, like I've mentioned, the 7-year warranty for repairs. That's just 7 years is a long time to ensure a miner is online. So really, really like that there. Now you see if we click to shipping, that price drops down by about $500. You're just paying for the air transport and you're paying for the insurance as well, plus the customs. So customs fees will be included when you purchase. The personal pickup drops down again. Depending on where the miner is stored and is being sent to, you'll obviously have to get it shipped to that pickup point. So there'll be fees involved in that as well. So that's how you would go ahead with ordering or purchasing one of these. A bunch of different options. You'd obviously enter all your information in down here, and the final price you'd be confirm order. Now, we have been given a discount code if you wanted to use it yourself. It's BEAR5. You can enter that in, save yourself a bit of money depending on the different hardware. There is also a referral code in there if you wanted to use it as well. It just shows that you've bought this through watching this video, so full disclosure, just so you're all aware right there. So once you have your miner secured, you'll come over here on the dashboard. So we can see a bunch of stuff going on. Start mining is just going to take you to the browsing again, the marketplace, wallets, all that sort of stuff. There is also this feature as well where you can withdraw it to your bank account. Depending on where you are in the world, if you're able to cash out, that'll be different for every different country. You can see at the top here, we've got our estimated balance. This is our balance. I haven't withdrawn anything in the last month over here. So you can see our estimated balance up the top. It also tells us our total average hash rate over the last week or so you can monitor things that way. Here is the AI boost. Now you can turn that on or off. I've left it on. That's completely up to you as well. But our total numbers of workers online, which is 1. If you were waiting for one to be installed, it would appear here with a 1 or a 2 or however many you had purchased, right, before they're getting set up. Few more details down below. It'll tell you your earnings estimations based on what miners you have online and the average power, right? So when you buy these miners, some of them might say, for instance, they use 3000 watts or 3 kilowatts. That's often not the most accurate representation. Now, this is due to the manufacturer. They will release the specs, and then your average power will tell you exactly what percentage of that it's using. As you can see, about 10% more. This will fluctuate up and down, but in my experience, miners generally use more power than they advertise. So that will be your main dashboard, everything you can see here as well. So next, let's jump in and have a look at my miner and see how that's been performing. To access your worker, you would simply click on workers over here on the left, and then you'd click on the actual miner, depending on how many you have. Now, I only have one that's live right here. This is S21 XP Bitcoin miner, 270 terahash per second. So again, we'll have a look at a bit of the information. Your miner status, of course, will be very important. It's online. You can restart, you can power off, and also change your pool settings depending on which pools you have available for you. So this is all pretty standard stuff. Also got down here our real-time hash rate. We just saw that ticked down to 208 for some reason, ticking back up now, but our total average hash rate is what we want to look at. So right on 270, which is really, really good. 270 is advertised, so we'll take 270. Our pool rejection rate, this is how many shares would get rejected depending on what pool we're mining on, and our status change. Now this status will change depending on restarting and powering off, right? So this was restarted or powered off around 4 days ago now. Again, more earnings information, yesterday's earnings, monthly earnings, fees, and this month's fees as well. You can also have a look at how much power you've pulled per day, per month, how much it's pulling currently, and the price, 0.047 cents. So really, really cheap, like I said, which makes this a really profitable miner for hosting, that's for sure. Much better than I can compete with an at-home residential rate. Scrolling down a bit further, the real-time hash rate, it's just going to tell you okay. Same with the network status and the fan speed and temperature. We can see how many accepted shares we've got. What's that? 759,000 with just over 2,000 rejected. One of the things I noticed that was really, really good here compared to some of the other hosting companies I've got, the temperatures. Around 64 degrees, 65 degrees on all of the different hash boards. Now, some of my other miners I've got hosted at different companies run at about 80 Celsius. So this just tells you that at the hosting facility, they've done the cooling right. Moving down another tab, we're into our wallet. So this is all fairly self-explanatory. If you're setting this stuff up, I'm sure you will know how to set up a wallet. If you don't, I've got videos on my channel. You can check that all out in there. So we're mining Bitcoin. We can see we've got our amount of Bitcoin that we're holding. Just like anything else, you can change your payout address. You can change your payout frequency to manual, automatic, all that good stuff. And the energy and fees balance. So this needs to be upkept. It's got a little information up here about auto energy. Basically, you're going to need to put money into your energy and fees balance to cover your electricity costs. You can do that by clicking on deposit, crypto payment. You can use whatever payment style you like. Select your term, select your amount, all that sort of stuff. Now, if you have a zero balance in your energy and fees balance, you've got 48 hours to re-top that balance up, or it will start coming out of one of your active balance accounts. So in this case, if we had $0 in our energy and fees, it would come out of our Bitcoin account to make sure that that keeps mining. So that's really good, a little peace of mind. If you forget to put money in there, you'll keep mining, but you will lose whatever currency, that daily percentage of whatever you need to be paying to keep the miner running. Few different tabs they also have down the side. Once you've made the account, your orders would appear in here. Same with the repairs, you have available miners that you can browse, and they also have down here the premium support. So if you needed a little more information, you could just click on here. You can book your session time. Basically, if you need to talk through any sort of tech support, sales, all that information, really nice to be able to speak to someone and get all of that stuff figured out. So that is going to wrap up today's video, guys. Let me know what you think. Have you heard of OneMiners? Are you hosting with them? Really interested to know all your guys' experiences. For me so far, 1 month in, everything's been really, really good. A very seamless sort of operation. So really, really happy. If you gained something from this video, do me a favor and hit that like button. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.